News, of course, Dave just mentioned that crash involving the Metro police officer backing up that busy road.
Matthew Torres has been live on the scene now for the past hour or so. Matthew, what's the latest where you are?
Yeah, we really do get an interesting vantage point, and every time I think that traffic is getting better, it doesn't. It just keeps backing up. Now, let me step aside here. Take a look. This is just on Donaldson Pike in the middle of the road. As you can see, that patrol car damaged on the left tail end of the car, and to the left is that semi that hit the officer, the vehicle. From what we are told from police, the officer spotted a tire on the middle of the ground. He turned his emergency lights on and made a U-turn in an attempt to remove that debris, but he did not realize that behind him was that semi and ended up hitting him. Good news though, both the driver of the semi and the officer were not hurt from all of this. Now, if you remember, at 6 o'clock there was that accident on Stewart's Ferry Pike and I-40 involving a wrong-way driver. The victim of that driver was actually heading towards the airport, and the officer who brought him here to the airport is the same one involved in this crash. At this point, traffic is still a mess, just like what Dave said, and no word yet on when this should be clear. We are reporting live. I'm Matthew Torres, News Channel 5 HD.
Thank you for that update, Matthew. Officials from Mount Juliet and Metro Police Departments are looking for a driver wanted in a hit-and-run crash. They say after the accident by the I-40 entrance ramp on Stewart's Ferry Pike, the driver took off going the wrong way. Multiple people called 911 overnight, spotting the driver going east in the westbound lanes of I-40.
And he was actually at the light, and he had a green light, but he did not move. I did not move. I waited for him to see what he was going to do, and at the last second, he decided to just step on the gas and came straight to me, hit me, and kept going.
So far, that driver remains on the run. The driver that was involved in the accident, though, was not seriously hurt. New this morning, a large fire under control after flames broke out at a maintenance building for the Riverbend prison. We're told a boiler caught fire just after 3 o'clock. Flames and smoke spread through the vent system, but firefighters were able to get it under control in about an hour. There is some damage to the boiler room and the roof, but no one was hurt, and the cause of that fire is under investigation. And the 15-year-old who crashed his car into a Franklin store while trying to get away from police is now facing charges. The teen sped off after an officer stopped him on Main Street early yesterday morning. He hit a pole, a fire hydrant, and a tree before crashing through the front window of Lulu's. He wasn't seriously hurt, but the store has to be closed while repairs are made. The teen is now charged with violation of curfew, joyriding, evading arrest, and felony reckless endangerment.
Neighbors say that South Nashville has become basically the city's dumping ground, and they want it stopped. They talked about that at a big meeting last night. There are plans to move the Davidson County Sheriff's headquarters and the Metro Jail down to Harding Place. The South Police Precinct already holds a few thousand inmates in a facility down in that area. Neighbors say bringing the whole jail just reinforces the negative stereotypes of the area.
The stigma that Antioch's a rough neighborhood. They view us like the Compton in California. Okay, now I'm sorry, but Antioch is not what people think it is, but if you continue to dump your crap on us, that's exactly what we're going to be.
Harding Place, just one of 5 possible sites for the jail. Metro Council still has to vote on that proposal. Metro
police officers are on their way to Washington, D.C. this morning to remember one of their own who died in the line of duty. Metro officer Michael Petrino was hit and killed while helping with a traffic accident a year ago on Sunday. This morning, they loaded up their bikes to head to the nation's capital as part of National Police Week. They hope to join other officers in Chesapeake, Virginia to all ride into Washington together. Those who knew Petrino say he lost his life in such a tragic way.
It's tough. It's tough to see one of your own down. This is definitely a brotherhood. Obviously, we try to take care of each other, and it's tough when you see a brother in that situation, and there's nothing there's nothing you can do at that point.
The officer was only 25 at the time of his death. On November, the grand jury indicted the motorhome driver Dean Joseph and Diver for reckless homicide and failure to yield, resulting in death.
It is a very big weekend in Music City. Time for the mint juleps and the big hats. Final preparations underway for the 74th annual Steeplechase. News Channel 5's Cuthbert Langley is donning the proper attire this morning, and he joins us now from Percy Warner Park. Good morning, Cuthbert. Now you've got the jacket on. Very nice.
I do, and I can already tell you, Leland can probably talk more about this. It's only 7:30 and I'm already hot, so I cannot tell you how everyone tomorrow is going to feel when they are out here at Percy Warner Park for the 74th annual Steeplechase. Let's show them what it looks like out here. Obviously, not anyone out here currently, but that's going to be an entirely different story tomorrow. You can see we're up here on the hill getting a good vantage point of the racetrack, and as we move the camera over a little bit, you can see the infield. That's where thousands and thousands of people are going to be tailgating, bringing up their trucks, cooking all the food. Of course, you've got the fashion, the big hats, the pearls, all of that. Let's take a look at video from last year to give you a good indication. If you've never been out here before, it's quite a sight to see. There are 7 races on the big day, and all but one either go over hurdles or fences. The total prize money in all of this, $415,000. They're raising money for a good cause as well. They've raised about $10 million to the Monroe Carroll Jr. Hospital over at Vanderbilt, and they have shopping for those who like to shop. One thing they're doing this year that's, I think, really cool is they're putting a music stage in the infield, so they'll have some tunes going on in between the races.
Well, we call it Nashville's Rite of Spring, and it's kind of, you know, we've come out of the doldrums of winter, and it's been cold and nasty all winter. This is a great time to get outside, spend the day. You can, it's something for everybody.
It really will be something for everybody. They've got the grandstand seating if you want to sit. They've got the tailgating spots over there if that's what you're into. They have general admission tickets still on sale. For $100, you can buy a tailgating single here at Percy Warner when you get out here tomorrow morning. It's going to be a fun day. Those races start at 1 p.m., but the tailgating, I've heard from some people, are getting out here between 7 and 8 a.m., and I've already seen a couple of trailers back there, too. So all the RVs are already here. It's going to be a fun time this weekend. Are we going down to my pants? Is that what we're looking at?
Yeah.
My pants are right here, too. You can see them. I'm not supposed to be wearing seersucker with plaid. This is not a good combination here. I'm doing what you call the anchor mullet, where you look like you're wearing a suit on top and a different pants on top.
Oh, wow. I can't believe he did that.
Don't judge me.
Unbelievable.
I can't believe he did that. He's going to scare the
If Steve
horses.
can wear those ties that he always wears,
Hey.
I can wear.
Wait a minute. How'd I get thrown under the bus here?
Careful.
All right, sounds good. Fashion faux pas. Cuthbert Langley live for us this morning.